the London premiere of the film. At last it seems that Madonna has been awarded the status of successful film star, something she's craved for a very long time. The film received a triumphant first showing in Los Angeles last weekend, and on Thursday, thousands of screaming fans crammed Leicester Square just to catch a glimpse of Madonna. The entertainment show has been on the Evita premiere trail in Los Angeles, but first we begin in London. It was the night Madonna mania hit London. For her second glittering Evita premiere, Madonna chose another stunning outfit.
I'm wearing Versace.
And is this sort of Evita inspired at all?
Not really. I mean, I think it's glamorous, and I think she was glamorous, but it's not really 40s. It's 90s.
The big news today, the Golden Globe nomination. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I was thrilled. I'm very happy.
Next up, the Oscars.
Keep my fingers crossed.
I used to don't say anything about what the press thinks of my work, and especially if it's bad or whatever. But in this case, I must say it's beautiful. I mean, I think for me, it's almost a reward of 6 years of very tough work in America. And probably you guys, you know that I started working there without even speaking the language. So it's pretty flattering, I should say.
But now you can sing in English as well, so there's no end to your talent.
Probably, you know, what happened is it's probably easier to sing in English than to talk. Believe me, I mean, because the mathematics of the music just allow you to go in certain ways, so it's kind of easier thing to do.
Melanie, can I ask you, what did you think of Antonio in the film?
I love him in the film.
Can I ask you another question? A lot's been said about Madonna taking a bit of fancy to Antonio. What was your reaction to having him working so closely with her?
Well, I believe she took the fancy to Antonio before I met Antonio. And I don't blame her one bit.
And the British glitterati were out too.
Have you met Madonna before?
Yes, I have, and she's a fellow mum, and so it's great to be able to be here to support her too.
She's a friend and a great artist, and I think that she deserves this role, and I hope that she gets the best success from it.
But London wasn't the first city to be swept along by a frenzy of Evita excitement.
Well, I think it's safe to say that it's been Evita week all around the world. And it all started with the world premiere of the film here in Los Angeles. Now, just to give you an idea of the frenzy surrounding this film, there are 67 television crews down there, along with hundreds of celebrity photographers. And we're all waiting about 3 hours for the same thing. One glimpse of the Lady Madonna.
I feel like Cinderella.
Have you ever been to a premiere like this?
Yeah, the Oscars. Not a premiere. This is the Oscars. What can I tell you?
It's a bit bigger than we have in musical theatre normally.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's great fun.
The music, the legacy, Antonio, but I really came mostly for Madonna.
She looks great in all those outfits I've seen from the movie, so. It wasn't difficult. I saw this dress and I said I have to wear it.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
In all, Madonna just had to wear over 80 different costumes for the film. It was all part of staying true to the real-life Eva Perón.
She's a very, very complex, passionate, powerful person in history, and as an actress I was drawn to it, but as a human being I felt an enormous amount of curiosity and compassion for her.
Stand back, you ought to know what you're gonna get in me, just a little touch of star quality.
Evita follows the rise and fall of one of Latin America's most famous women, former Argentinian First Lady Eva Duarte Perón. From 1946 until her untimely death in 1952, she served alongside her husband, President Juan Perón.
There is only one man who can lead any workers' regime.
But Madonna and co-star Antonio Banderas aren't the only ones still intrigued by Eva's legacy. In fact, when the film's crew landed in Argentina, it was met with a flood of attention, much of it overwhelmingly critical.
Were you at all surprised by how much passion arose because of this project?
I knew that you mentioned Eva Peron to someone, and they either, depending on their politics, completely for her or completely against her. So you knew that whatever you did, that, you know, that you weren't going to be able to please everyone.
How many graffitis I've seen around the city just saying, Evita is still alive, thousands.
It's scary when you see that kind of South American political graffiti and it's got your name in it, you know. I mean, that actually was very nerve-wracking when we first arrived.
The best show in town was the crowd. Outside
The biggest challenge was convincing the nation's current president to allow the crew to film on the balcony outside Casa Rosada, where Eva made her now famous speeches.
It's a sacred spot in Argentina, and no one had ever in history ever filmed there. And when the president asked to meet Madonna, she kind of talked him into it in about 10 minutes. It's taken us, the rest of us, a year to do.
Well, I think it was my perfume.
What was it like filming an epic and dealing with morning sickness at the same time?
It was hard, but you know what? The movie was hard. Everything was a challenge, and it was actually, in my opinion, another blessing that came to me this year. I mean, I knew I was going to feel good, but I just didn't know how extraordinary it would be to look into her eyes and see her smile.
But Madonna should be used to seeing plenty of smiles by now. The question is, could her next blessing go by the name of Oscar?
So go if you're able to somewhere unstable and stay there. Whip up your head in some tottering state, but not here, dear. Is that clear, dear?
In Los Angeles, I'm Christopher Spinder for The Entertainment Show.
And Evita is on general release in the UK. Now, what